Hi Virgo, welcome to your love reading for February 2019. This is Elizabeth from channelsguidance.com. Okay, so I already shuffled the decks for you and you did have one jumping card. Let me show you what it is. The card that jumped for you is a Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands could mean that you're really fed up with what's going on in your love life right now. For some of you, this can mean that you want to give up on a relationship. The Ten of Wands does represent like a heavy energy, a heavy burden. But again, it does mean that for some of you, you could feel really kind of burned out from either a specific relationship where there's just a lot of negative energy, or maybe for those who are single, you're just really tired of dating. Maybe you're just kind of you're drained as far as the type of people that you're meeting. So let's put that back in there. That was just a jumping card. And let me just kind of give you a sneak peek here. You had quite a few cards. Let's put it in the middle here. We had quite a few cards jump for you when I was shuffling the deck for the X spread. So lots of messages there. We'll do that in a minute. Okay, this is a love reading for the sign of Virgo for February 2019. The first card you have is the Queen of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Virgo for February. Five of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Virgo for February. The Five of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Virgo for February. The Nine of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Virgo for February. The High Priestess. Love reading for the sign of Virgo for February. The King of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Virgo for February. You have the Hangman. Love reading for the sign of Virgo for February. The Knight of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Virgo for February. The Three of Wands. What's the most important thing that Virgo needs to hear about their love life for February 2019? The Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles is telling you that in the month of February, you should actually be receiving the relationship that you deserve. This can be a time where you can actually be happy. You can find the partner that you want. I mean, keep in mind that you had the Ten of Wands jump for you. So those jumping cards are usually very significant. So the majority of you might be feeling really burned out, and I do see that in your spread. But February can be a time where you actually find the love that you deserve, or things just really work out for you. So we'll come back to this to see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. And if you would like to get a private reading with me, Virgo, just go to my website, channelguidance.com. I'll put a link down below. Also a link to my Facebook. Okay, so let's see what you have going on here, because you have quite a bit. In the first row here, you have the Queen of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Five of Cups. So you have two fives right next to each other. The fives usually represents a problem in your love life. These are often like challenges, something's out of balance in your love life. You do start with the Queen of Swords. I mean, the Queen of Swords can be someone who is an air sign. Let me just start there. It can be someone who's an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. It could be your partner. It can even be you if you have a moon or a rising in an air sign. But I've seen it a lot lately, and you do have the Nine of Swords here and the Five of Swords there. You might be in this energy of the Queen of Swords, where you're, instead of using your heart and your intuition to make choices in your love life, you're really overthinking things. And like I said, I mean, I know I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but you have the Nine of Swords. You're really overthinking things in your love life. So I feel like for many of you, you are the Queen of Swords. You're not really kind of going with what's, what your heart and your intuition are telling you. You're overanalyzing something. And I feel like, you overthinking things, and Virgo you can do that. I know that because I have a moon in Virgo. Sometimes that's not the best way in love. And you have the Five of Swords here, so you have to be careful, because the Five of Swords can represent self-sabotage. So if you're not really thinking things through, if you're not getting along with your partner, if you're not really looking at their point of view, again, this is going to backfire on you. The Five of Swords represents sabotage and unwise decisions. Also over here, you have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups does represent sadness. This represents kind of dwelling on something painful that has happened. I mean, it can also be with the Five of Swords that there was some type of betrayal. Sometimes the Five of Swords represents kind of enemies and maybe people working against your relationship, or even one partner sabotaging, you know, the whole relationship or the whole marriage by cheating or by lying or just kind of unhealthy behavior. I just feel like there's some type of problem around Virgo. I feel like there's some type of problem that has you really upset. You know, with the Five of Cups, the Five of Cups does represent tears and sadness. You're really disappointed maybe in someone. Someone was not who you thought they were going to be. I mean, I want to look at the rest of the spread, but I mean, there's a strong sense here of like something, maybe an unwise decision. Someone maybe even maybe someone broke up with you. I just did a reading for Pisces where they kind of had that message. Someone could have made a very unwise decision in walking away from you, and they could be upset over that with the Five of Cups. Let me see what's down here. You have the Nine of Swords, the High Priestess, and the King of Cups. So I mean, this goes back to the first message that I have, because I mean, the Nine of Swords, I feel like you're very worried about your love life. The Nine of Swords means that you could even be agonizing. You could be imagining the worst. You could be imagining that that someone's cheating, that your partner doesn't love you anymore. For those who are single, you could be imagining that you're never going to get married, you're never going to have children. But I mean, look at the energy next to that. You have the High Priestess and the King of Cups. The High Priestess is saying, please listen to your intuition instead of your thoughts. That's why I told you, I feel like you are the Queen of Swords this month. Whether you're male or female, you are the Queen of Swords. I feel like you could really be overthinking things. Just give your thinking a break. Give your mind a break. Otherwise, you're really going to drive yourself crazy. Instead, try something different. Virgo needs to try something different. Listen to your intuition. What is your intuition? What are your feelings telling you? And for some of you, yes, there can be a water sign. You have the King of Cups. So Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. It could be male or female, sun, moon, or rising. For some of you, maybe this whole situation where, you know, there's been a loss or you're very worried. It could be about a water sign. Perhaps a water sign lied, or a water sign has walked away from you. You do have the High Priestess telling you really use your intuition here. For some of you, where you're really thinking a partner doesn't love you anymore, or you feel like maybe it's over forever. The High Priestess is saying, listen to, you know, what your intuition is telling you instead of kind of like what seems to be logically true. Because Virgo can be very, very logical, and sometimes the universe does not work that way. So strong message here where I feel like you're upset over something. Something's out of balance in your love life. But you also have to be really careful with that Five of Swords, that you're not making decisions that you're going to look back later on and think, I should never have done that. Because you might be making decisions out of fear. And I see, you know, lots of sadness from the Five of Cups coming from that because of a decision maybe that you've made. Now down here, let's see what you have. You have the Hangman, the Knight of Cups, and the Three of Wands. So I mean, the Hangman does kind of, it represents that you're feeling kind of stuck in your love life. You feel like you're in limbo. You feel like things are not moving forward. But I mean, ironically, you have the Knight of Cups right next to it. So this is being stuck and being in limbo, but then here's the movement here. The Knight of Cups represents positive movement in your love life. Change. It can even represent some type of proposal coming to you, a proposal to get back together, a proposal for marriage, a proposal to maybe get together and talk about things. Again, maybe a partner who really disappointed you, maybe a partner who lied to you. You do have the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands can usually represent that maybe there's a perfect timing to all this. The Three of Wands represents future energy. So maybe for now you're kind of stuck. You're in a place where you're just stuck and you don't really know what to do. Again, don't overthink things. That's a strong message for you this month. Don't overthink. Don't go with logic. Instead, go with what you're feeling. Some of you, you don't want to miss out on happiness, and you don't want to make a decision that you've really, you know, you've thought and you've really kind of agonized over something when really you should have just been paying attention to your intuition. Let me get a few more cards for you. What other messages are there for the sign of Virgo for February? You have the Ten of Pentacles. What other messages are there for the sign of Virgo for February? Page of Wands. What other messages are there for the sign of Virgo? Seven of Swords. Okay, so let me look at this. The first thing that really stands out to me is that you have the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords. So I mean, both of these cards are kind of like my red flag energy. If I see one in a spread, it usually means like you have to be very careful, because there could be something weird going on. I mean, there could be cheating going on, but you could actually be cheating yourself, and they're both here. They're both here. It's not just one. You have both of them. So I feel like in February, you have to be very careful. And again, I mean, this is a general reading. So for all of you, the cheating may not be accurate, but it can also be that there's things maybe you don't want to see with the Seven of Swords. You don't want to work against yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. By maybe focusing too much on what you think is going on in your love life when that's not even true. You do have the Ten of Pentacles up here. The Ten of Pentacles does represent happiness. It represents marriage, stability, you know, and there's positive change coming for you. You have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands does represent adventure, happiness, but this page does represent lighthearted energy. So in order for you to be happy, you might need to take a more lighthearted approach to love. It could be that you, again, I mean, you have that message. It is huge this month. In order for you to really be happy, you might have to really just let go and just go with your heart and your intuition. Analyzing things is just going to drive you crazy and leave you stuck. The Page of Wands represents adventure, just kind of looking for your own happiness, or you can work against yourself and be stuck. The Seven of Swords. This represents self-deceit, again, self-sabotage here, being your own worst enemy. There is happiness here. There is a relationship, there's a marriage, there's commitment, or you can continue to be unhappy and dwell on things. That's going to be your decision. Okay, let me get some cards from the confirmation deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Virgo for February? Eight of Wands. What other messages are there for the sign of Virgo for February? Eight of Cups. What other messages are there for the sign of Virgo for February? The Hermit. What's the most important message that Virgo needs to hear about their love life for February 2019? So this is a repeat card, the Ten of Pentacles, which is over here. So strong energy of either you holding on to a marriage. Things can work out for those of you who are already married, but this can even be just kind of a symbol of, you know, you will find that relationship. Or maybe in a relationship where there's a lot of ups and downs, this still can represent stability for you, a long-term relationship. So let's look at this right here. I mean, you do have the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Cups. The eights do represent that something needs to change. Like, this represents that there has to be some type of, you need to kind of like restructure your love life. Like, if you keep trying to do things the same way, or maybe even having the same problems in a relationship or dating the same kind of people, nothing's ever going to change. I mean, the eights are, they're pretty loud message that the old way of doing things, it has to go. Otherwise, you're not going to see what you want to see in your love life. You have to change something. You have to completely reorganize how you're handling things in your love life, or maybe even the kind of people that you're involved with, or, you know, the way things are, you know, what's going on in your relationships or in your marriage. There has to be a change with the eights. And for some of you, it may not be that clear what needs to change. You have the Hermit, which is a major arcana of soul searching, of trying to kind of find the truth of what's going on. You know, what is it that you're not seeing? Because for some of you, it could be something you don't want to see with this and this being here. Now, the Eight of Wands does represent change coming in for you. It represents something that you've been waiting for a long time, and you already have that message here, you know, waiting energy from the Three of Wands. So, I mean, this could be a positive change in your marriage, in your relationship, maybe even hearing from someone from the past. The Eight of Wands sometimes represents communication. It can be from someone who left you, and the reason that I say that is because the Eight of Cups does represent a goodbye, like somebody left and chose to move on. So, I mean, this can be a different message. It could be that you've been waiting to hear back from someone who maybe broke your heart. Maybe that's what we're seeing over there with the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords. It could be that someone is thinking of you. Someone is thinking of you, maybe what they did. Perhaps Virgo did not sabotage things. Maybe it was someone from your past. But I see that there's some type of positive change coming. You've been waiting for a long time with the Eight of Wands. But I also see somebody leaving an unhappy relationship. Maybe somebody's coming to you. Maybe somebody is in an unhappy relationship or marriage and they're choosing to walk away. And maybe you've been waiting for this and the time has finally come. But I see that someone's doing a lot of thinking here with the Hermit, a lot of soul searching. You may also be thinking of leaving a relationship. Remember, you did have the Ten of Wands jump for you, which means that, ironically, I just turned the confirmation deck over and look what's at the bottom, the Ten of Wands. This card jumped for you. So some of you might be feeling pretty burned out from a relationship, and you might be thinking of moving on. Let me go ahead and, why did I do that?